Mr. Secretary, it's truly great to see you in this role. I mean, I think you're doing an outstanding job. I hope that the exchange between Representative Magaziner, Democrat from Rhode Island, I thought that was a really great exchange between the two of you. He paid you a huge compliment, and you paid him a compliment. And you've shown that, you know, the way that even you started this was you didn't go on script, and that's your strength. You straight talk. And then there's also the ability to reason together. And so I just want to commend you for the tenor that you're bringing before this, and I thought his comment and his compliment to you was well-deserved. Because we're going to talk about the budget, and that's why people came here, was to hear you speak, and because of the way that the One Big Beautiful Bill was fashioned on border wall construction, and you know, as someone that was in the House and the Senate, how important it is under President Trump's tenure to make sure that the physical barriers, I want to give you a chance to talk about that and kind of the progress on that for, you know, concerns for this committee. And I'll transition to something else, and I know the people want to hear you.
Yeah, so on the border wall, first of all, we are on track to have the primary wall done, completed from the Pacific to Gulf of America this time next year. We'll have all contracts out by the end of this month. We're having great progress. Now, the primary wall is not the secondary wall. The primary wall is the first wall up because of the way the cartels adjust and their criminals and their thugs and their terrorists. We have to push out a secondary wall because they've been going in and cutting the wall. And before we can respond to some of these remote areas, they've been able to get through, because every mile we put up, the bigger or the smaller the choke point gets for criminals across. But we see that, so we're putting 150-foot, some places, sometimes it's smaller than that, for a secondary wall that they got to go over, plus a smart wall, which will tell us approximately how many people are there, if they're carrying a pack, if they're not carrying a pack. The smart wall is pretty impressive, and we can put a drone in the sky and immediately keep eyes on them. So we're well within track. The secondary wall, we feel like if we can continue to have the progress we have and the partnerships we're having, we will probably complete that the summer of 28. And so all of it will be fully completed. Now, weather can play a role in that, but that's being pretty generous with time.
I think your construction background is going to be paramount.
I have made some trips, and we've been able to look over that wall. Flew over a tremendous amount of it. We have some Democrat members that's had some concerns, some Democrat senators, congressmen, every one of them we try to address immediately.
President Trump's safety. If you could talk about it, the things that, you know, we've seen, the multiple attempts attack against him, your role over Secret Service.
Secret Service does a phenomenal job, and they're understaffed. We need to hire about 860 agents right now. President Trump, unfortunately, assassination attempts on him have become normal, and it's sad. It doesn't seem like it faces him. He's laser focused on his job. He trusts the Secret Service. I trust the Secret Service. They're the ones that protect me every single day. They are phenomenal people, but they're working around the clock. I just want to point something out, the reason why it's so important to continue funding and keep it pushing forward. In 2028, we're going to have the busiest year for Secret Service in the history of the Secret Service. And just to keep in mind, we're going to have a tremendous amount of governments that's going to be visiting during the Olympics. We're going to have an election year coming up. There's a real possibility we could have 3 presidential details and 3 VP details, and possibly more than that, because if they require us to do it before the convention, it could stretch us thin. That's Secret Service's responsibility to do that. Plus all the dignitaries that's coming in from out of the country. Secret Service provides service for that. And just about every one of these major events, even though DHS has the overall view of it, when you start taking Freedom 250, you start taking the FIFA games, you look at what's going on in the Olympics, the SEER rating, that is the rating of seriousness of protection that needs to be there, that's all ran by Secret Service. Now, we partner with them, but they are stretched thin. And we're going to have to plus their budget up significantly to be able to allow them to meet that threat coming towards us.
Given 30 seconds, regarding the task force that was set up about trying to find more greater means for efficiency with FEMA. As someone who's from Oklahoma, who readily knows how Oklahoma is often impacted by weather events, you got about 10, 15 seconds here. Anything you can tell us about the progress of that task force?
Yeah, we're going to have to restructure the way FEMA operates and push it closer to the states. The dollars that get to the states, they can do it cheaper and more efficient and faster than FEMA could ever do. FEMA was never designed to be the first in and last out. They were there to support the state and the local community on their bad day.
Support journalism you trust. Support PBS News. Donate now, or even better, start a monthly contribution today.